I love country music. I know it's simple. It panders to men with trucks or men that wish they had trucks, and women that look good in cutoff jeans and cowboy boots, or women that wish they look good in cutoff jeans and cowboy boots. It's normally about drinking beer. There is a formula to it. The formula is the guy that's singing it can't live without her, and the woman that's singing it can't live with him. That's basically the entire setup of most country music songs. And the formula, but it works, and I like it. I don't know why, but I just like the way it all works out. Here's Jason Aldean with The Truth. The Truth. That's not the truth. Hold on. Hang on, I gotta let that get out. One of these days we're gonna have a computer system that's gonna allow me to reset.
Click the yellow square button.
Hang on.
And then now click on your song. And then press play.
Okay, hang on.
You want me to hit it for you?
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay. That'd be good. Let's get it.
Just don't tell them I've gone crazy. I'm still strung out over you.
A little high for me, Jason.
Tell them anything you want to. Just don't tell them all.
Wow, look how red I got.
Don't tell them all. Tell them all I'm out in Vegas.
That's right.
Blowing every dollar I ever made.
Okay. So that's a song about him missing a girl so much. Don't tell him how you found me. I'm a complete mess without her. Okay, that's basically the way most country music songs work, right? And then all of a sudden, this one song comes along. Joe, you've got it for me, right? This now is number one. And this is very upsetting. We're going to get around to capitalism and socialism in 1 minute. But this song has now become number one on the charts when it comes to country music. It goes,
you can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm going to keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long.
I hate
you
it.
Can hate my style, you can roll
I can't stand it. I'll tell you why. Well, you're like, oh, I thought you liked country music. I do like country music. I like authentic country music. I don't like something that's been generated by AI. That's right. It's manipulative. What they've done is they figured out what type of beat we like, what type of lyrics we like. They just plugged it into a computer. Some computer nerd went to the computer gods and said, can you produce something for me that'll make a lot of money? And that's exactly what happened.
I've lost some friends, made a few new foes, but that's just life. That's how it goes. I ain't bending over just to please a crowd. If I fall down, I'll fall
Capitalism,
down proud.
as one might define it now, is a lot like that song. It's not real. It's manipulated by forces that only serve a very few. Capitalism is Darwinian when it's truly working, like Colgate. Colgate, a long time ago, decided they want to get into the world of TV dinners. So they made the box. They put their favorite colored red on there with the word Colgate on there. And they didn't sell any. You know why? Because people thought it tasted, even though it didn't, they thought the Salisbury steak tasted like peppermint. Why? Because Colgate was building it. Colgate made it, and it had the little Colgate logo on there. And, of course, every time you see Colgate, you think it's got to be like peppermint. So when people were asked, what do you think of the mashed potatoes? They kind of tastes like peppermint. There was no peppermint, but it was just a bad idea. And it failed, and it went out of business because it sucked. The problem with today's capitalism, it's not real because it's not Darwinian. In the dog-eat-dog world of capitalism, you have a product, you bring it to market. If it sucks, it's gone. And either you learn from your mistake and you start over again with something new, Colgate stick with selling toothpaste, or you just simply get out of the market entirely. But what happened is about somewhere in the 70s, there was a problem at Lockheed. You see, Lockheed in 1971 came to the federal government and said, hey, could you help us out? We're losing a lot of money. We need your help. We got to get your help here because the Vietnam War kind of set us back a little bit. What do you think? Could you probably do us a favor? And at that point, the federal government's like, yeah, okay. How about we write you a little check? That's not capitalism. Because now all of a sudden, you've got the government, which is us, taking our money and giving it to corporations. And then the dam broke. And then Chrysler's going to get some money. And then we're going to give some money to, I don't know, how about Carnival Cruise Lines? How about we give some money to all the banks as well? Now, this is not capitalism. This is a corporation coming to the government and asking for a bailout. Because in capitalism, there is a profit and a loss. Both go together. The problem with these corporations, when they go to the government, they only enjoy the profit side. We get the chance to suck on the loss side. See how it doesn't work? And why does this happen? Because now we have concentrated power in Washington, D.C., and we have corporations that know they only have to go to a couple of places and a few steakhouses to sit down with a senator or congressman and say, hey, could you help us out? Congressman Dingell, right there in Detroit, that's going to be a big problem if Chrysler closes, because if Chrysler closes, well, we're in a lot of trouble. So could you please help us out? In 1979, when Milton Friedman was talking about Chrysler closing because the government was going to come in and give him a bailout, listen to the audience's reaction.
The government should help save Chrysler. We need 3 auto companies.
The government has been helping to kill Chrysler, but it should not help to save Chrysler. Of course not.
You hear that? That's 1979 on the Phil Donahue Show. The people are applauding. Why?
This is a private enterprise system. It's often described as a profit system, but that's a misleading label. It's a profit and loss system. And the loss part is even more important than the profit, because it's what gets rid of badly managed, poorly operated companies.
There you go.
What does? Losses. When Chrysler loses money.
Oh, I see. So, all right,
when Chrysler loses money, it's got to do something. When Amtrak loses money, it goes to Congress and gets a bigger appropriation. The question at issue is, should the people in this country bail out Chrysler by taking money out of their pockets, not to buy cars which they want to buy, but to pay for whatever has been the cause of the losses at Chrysler?
That's it. So when people say that 70% of people over the age of 35 say that they want socialism, they hate capitalism, they haven't experienced capitalism. We haven't had real capitalism for a long time because we have now a power structure which has the federal government taking money and saving business that shouldn't be saved. Remember 2008 and 2009? Prior to that, there was the Community Investment Act, which started about 1993, 1995. It said, hey, listen, we want everybody to be able to get a house. Well, the banks loved the idea because they were going to be able to loan the money. The federal government was going to loan the money. And if you didn't have a job and you didn't have any assets, you were known as a ninja. A ninja was a person who had no asset, no job, but still they're like, okay, you want to have a house? Here, just sign here, here, and here. You're going to get yourself a house. It's going to be an adjustable rate mortgage. Don't worry about it because when it fails, well, somebody else will pick up the slack, so don't worry. Well, the whole industry falls apart, the economy goes into skids, and rather than learning from the lesson, we send trillions of dollars out to these banks, we forgive them, and we just continue to build a bigger and bigger, gigantic rubber room where all of this money can fly all over the place and no real capitalism. In 1955, in the Forbes 400, there's only, 10% are still left. The other 90% have either been devolved, gone out of business, and you don't even know them anymore. We need a system that comes back to truly having a dog-eat-dog, provide a service that people want, and if you don't provide the service that they don't want and you don't make any money, you're out of business. You don't go to the government and you ask for money. So anybody that says, I'm a socialist, I perfectly understand why you're saying that. I get it. Because as far as you're concerned, listen, if the federal government is going to be bailing a whole bunch of people out, why not bail me out as well? You will become a victim of the power structure, and that's where anarchy comes in, because once you start getting money from them, they'll start determining what you can do with it. What we really need is a true reaffirming and resetting of an economic system that has lifted millions and millions and millions of people out of poverty, which is capitalism, not the government and corporations working together to give us this faux capitalism, because there's nothing real about that. Nothing. Except for a little bit more from Mr. Jason Aldean.
Tell them all I'm out in Vegas.
Working by Jason Aldean.
Blowing every dollar I ever had.
He's a very unattractive guy, but he puts that hat down.
Tell him that I must be into something bad for me.
Carries it well.
I sure lost a lot of weight.
Into something bad for me, Joe.
Tell him I'm out on the road with some old rock and roll band.
I know all the words.
Living like a gypsy.
There we go. And probably Jason Aldean is probably owned by some corporation that gets government handouts as well.
100%. Guaranteed.
What? No.
Well, I don't know if they get government handouts yet, but he's definitely part of a massive corporation.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. There's a concentration of wealth. And there used to be one corporation. Then what happened is they just started buying more and more and more and more. So they, if you look at something like Pepsi or something, they owned, I don't know how many other corporations. They're all under one gigantic umbrella.
Nestle.
Yeah, Nestle. So all they need to do is just go to Washington, D.C., take a couple of people out to dinner, a couple of steaks dinner and stuff like that, a few martinis or whatever. Hey, make sure this happens or this happens. It was amazing when Mark Zuckerberg went to the Capitol and he was there testifying and they're trying to beat him up. They don't know anything about it. They're like, how do I get this this YouTuber tie on my things? And now do I need to download Friendster for that? He's like, oh my God, these people are morons. So they're rolling him around in the barrel. And then he goes, I'll tell you what, I perfectly understand. In fact, let me help you write the regulations. You think Mark Zuckerberg's writing the regulations to allow the door to be open for his competition? Absolutely not. And the people in Congress are like, well, thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg, for helping us out. We appreciate you writing those regulations. And he's thinking, you morons. I'm going to write these regulations so nobody can possibly get anywhere near me. They'll have no competition to be able to step in and tip me over and take away any of my assets. Well, thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg. So anyway, go ahead. Be a socialist as long as you want until you finally realize what real capitalism is.
What do you think Milton would have said to the phrase "too big to fail"?
Oh, he hated that.
Did he? Was that?
No, you got to let him fail.
Yeah.
Why not? Nothing's too big to fail. You have to let them. That load of crap. We have to let them. We have to save them. Why? Oh, because the whole system's going to fall apart. Okay, you know what? Then it's going to come back. You can't, because they're not learning anything. Every single one of those guys, nobody went to jail. Nobody lost their jobs. The same thing with Chrysler. They just took all the crappy people that had already made all the bad decisions and let them stay in there. The same thing with the banks. They went back. They reconfigured a few things. They would call it this and call it that. They didn't want to fix it because the people in Washington didn't want to fix it, and the corporation, the people at the top didn't want to fix it. Let's just change a few things around, just constantly manipulating the deck chairs. And who owns the deck chairs?
Oh.
The same people that own the iceberg. Don't quote me on that one. I have to check out find who owns the iceberg.